Hi, Brian. I'm Mallory with the University of Houston. I am currently in a nutrition counseling class, and one of my assignments is to practice being a nutritional counselor. Do you give me permission to videotape you?
Yes.
And is it okay if I show this video to the class that I'm in as well?
Yes.
Possibly a dietetic internship or intern and 3 students as well as my instructor are going to see this to grade. Is that permissible as well?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, great. So what brings you to see me?
Looking for some nutritional guidance.
Okay.
I think that I would like to lose a little bit of weight and just overall improve my health situation as I get older.
Okay. Can you give me a brief history of your weight? Have you always felt like you need to lose weight?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, I've always been a naturally athletic fan person,
Mm-hmm.
and as I've gotten older, most likely my metabolism has slowed, and no longer playing any sports actively,
Right.
and have put on a little bit of weight.
Okay. Do you feel that your eating habits have changed as well with your weight?
No. I mean, in fact, if anything, they've stayed the same. Where I used to be able to eat whatever I wanted and not necessarily have to watch carbs or calories or anything of that nature.
Okay.
So in reality, I think that I eat better today than I ever have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm trying to overcompensate, I guess, for the metabolism slowing down.
Okay. So, if I'm hearing you correctly, your eating habits haven't really changed, but your active lifestyle has.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
So is that something that you're wanting to work on? Mostly?
I mean, if possible.
Okay.
At the moment, I have a very demanding job, and I'm working about 12-hour days on a regular basis, and obviously not something I can step away from. I did buy a treadmill this year, and so I do have a treadmill in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But total honesty, I do not run a lot.
Okay.
So I'd love to change that to be a more active person. Just need some motivation or something that's going to kickstart it.
So what would you say your goals would be?
Just as a person, like health-wise?
Yeah, like what do you want to change about your current situation to lose the weight? Do you have any ideas of what you could do, since you did say you have a busy lifestyle, a very demanding job?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, at least with regard to exercise, you have to create that rhythm of scheduling. You make time for it. Because again, honesty, I, just like many other people, spend a lot of time, I guess, sitting down to watch the TV because when I get home from a stressful work day, I want to cool down and relax for a minute.
Okay.
And obviously that time could be spent better used exercising or running or something that positively affected my health situation.
Right. Okay. So do you think, so when you get home, you're obviously tired.
Yeah.
Or, drained.
Yeah.
What do you do normally when you get home? When you get home, do you do anything before you go and sit down, or is it just you get home and it's...
Well, so coincidentally, the time that I get home is really dinner time.
Okay.
and so the first activity when you get home is to either make dinner or eat dinner if my girlfriend is making it.
Okay. And so are you usually pretty hungry when you get home as well from a long day? Okay.
Yes. I get home about 6:30, so
okay.
Little late in my book. I'd rather eat at more like 5. But,
okay.
But yeah, I'm hungry when I get home, and I want to eat. And then as soon as I eat, obviously you're full, and I'm tired, and I'm ready to sit down.
And the last thing you want to do is go on the treadmill.
Correct.
Okay.
After a meal. Yeah.
okay. Let's see. So you want to work on losing weight. Can you tell me what your typical diet is? What did you eat yesterday? Like a 24-hour recall from breakfast.
Yesterday?
Yes.
So I don't eat breakfast.
Okay.
Never have. Don't know why. But I do. I am a coffee drinker. So yesterday morning, I had a Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
Yesterday afternoon, I had a steak bowl, like a Fiesta bowl, or I don't know, it was burritos. It's kind of like Chipotle, but a bowl with steak, lettuce, pico, cheese.
So like a taco without the tortilla type thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was for lunch.
Not overly healthy, but I don't think amazingly unhealthy.
Okay. So you're questioning how you're eating? Like, do you feel like you should eat better?
Absolutely.
Am I saying that? Okay. Did you have any snacks in between your coffee and lunch?
No.
No? Okay.
No. And
so what did you have, I guess, after the burrito bowl? You got home, or?
I don't believe I had any snacks in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe. I mean, maybe water or something to drink.
Okay.
I drink all day long.
Sure.
But I can't think of what I had for dinner last night.
Okay, that's fine. What do you typically have as a dinner? Okay,
so we do a lot of salmon fillets.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty healthy. We do tacos a lot. We are in the South, in Texas. It's a big, Mexican's big down here.
Yeah.
So not very healthy on the tacos. We do. Last night I had hamburgers.
Okay.
I had a hamburger. Lettuce, pico, hamburger, ketchup.
Did you make the hamburger at home?
Yes.
Okay. So it wasn't out
or
anything like lunch was? Okay.
No.
And did you have anything after the burger?
I think I had a glass of milk.
Milk. Okay.
And that was it for yesterday.
Okay. So typically you drink a lot of water at work?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you always have your morning coffee?
Yeah.
Pretty
generally.
much. So typically you have no breakfast, just the coffee in the morning?
Correct.
Do you typically go out for lunch as well?
Only when I wake up late and don't have time to make my work lunch, or just don't have groceries or something. I'd say of a typical week, I probably bring my lunch 2 or 3 times, and then conversely eat out 2 or 3 times.
Okay. Do you feel like your current eating habits are working for you?
No, I'm gaining weight.
Okay. So what would you say you would want to change about your eating habits?
Excuse me. First and foremost, eating healthier is obviously always a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably eat less of what I'm already eating.
So like maybe portion control? in a way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems very struggle because on one hand I'm genuinely hungry, and if I don't eat, it you know.
Do you feel
sucks.
rushed when you have to eat at work? Do you just feel like you eat fast?
No, I've never been a fast eater.
Okay.
No.
But you do feel like your
I mean, if I'm rushed,
portion sizes are big?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can eat a lot.
Do you feel like you need to clean your plate every time?
Not consciously.
Okay. How would you say you feel after you eat normally?
Full. And see, that's where maybe I can tell. I mean, there are definitely times where I will eat and be overly full, like uncomfortably full.
Okay. So
which obviously is a sign of eat less.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being you're extremely sick, like you want to vomit after you eat, and then 0 obviously being you're extremely hungry, kind of wasting away type thing. After you eat, what would you say you would be on the hunger scale?
Wow, those are pretty extremes.
Yep.
But so if 0 is starving and 10 is throwing up overly full, then is 5 adequately?
5 would be like you're kind of feeling normal. But if you feel like you...
So after a meal, how do I feel?
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel normal because I just ate.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess if I have a salad, I guess I could say I feel normal. Okay, so maybe, I mean, in a bad situation, if I were to overeat, I'd say 8, 7.
So it's like you're...
So I'm not... I've never in my entire life thrown up from eating too much. But if you do eat too much, you get the nausea feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not commonly happen.
Okay.
So 8. How does 8 feel?
Is that typically how you feel after you eat?
No. Just certain meals.
Okay.
Italian really does it for me, like creamy type material.
Okay.
Or meals that are very rich and heavy are the ones that tend to make me uncomfortable.
Okay. So, has anything worked in the past for you? Have you tried anything in the past to kind of lose weight and eat better?
Nothing textbook. I mean, just simply knowing what is better for you and trying to follow that. For instance, if you're going to have a hot dog, eat a turkey dog as opposed to a beef dog.
Okay.
So just trying to, that's just an example, but just make a lot of small decisions and it equals to a bigger effect.
Okay.
I mean, I know what's good. I know that fried chicken is not good for me, so have grilled chicken instead.
Okay.
Sort of thing. But nothing, I've never tried Atkins or never did any plan, very meticulous plan. Never done that.
Okay. So, let's see.
I did have a little app for a little while where I put my meals into it, and it would tell me how many calories and saturated fats and whatever were in my food.
How long did you do that for?
I've done it on and off a couple of times, but I would say for one period of time, I probably did it for a month and a half, 2 months maybe. Never a super extended amount of time because it gets very monotonous tracking every single thing that you're eating.
Right.
But, and again, you know, I really eat the same 20, 30 things over and over. And so as soon as I felt like I had a good reading what my daily intake was, it just became repetitive.
Right. So, and you
that's
did
when I
you lose any weight on that app? I actually
did. Because you're sitting there trying. It does give you some motivation because you know if you went over and you know how much you went over. And at least it tells you, if you're not tracking it, then obviously you don't know. And you just logically know, oh, I had a heavy day.
Yeah.
I feel full. I'm probably going to gain some weight. Then, it's easier to out of sight, out of mind,
Right. When it's not
glaring in your face that you're 450 calories over for the day.
Right.
It's easier to not know the substantialness of what you did.
Okay. And you didn't do really any activity level or anything while using the app?
Not sustained.
Okay.
I do run on the treadmill from time to time, but it is certainly not a normal activity.
Okay. And that's something that you do want to work on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said that you do have very long days for work, and probably an evening workout isn't the best right now.
Maybe.
Okay.
It just is hindered by dinner.
Okay. So how would you feel if a morning workout?
Always possible.
Okay. If you were to work out in the morning, how long do you think you would want? Or how many times? Yeah, like duration, how many times a week would be feasible for you?
So my normal duration on the treadmill is about 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
I either aim for the 30-minute mark, no matter how far I run, or I pick some figurative, I want to do 1 mile or 2 miles, and then really however long it takes me to get to that is my ending mark.
Okay.
I'd like to do it, multiple times a week, 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to do it pretty commonly if I can. The day just does not seem long enough.
Right. Do you think, what would you change in your day if you really wanted to make this 3 to 4 time a week?
What would I change?
Yeah.
My job.
Okay.
Repeated 12-hour days is tough and taxing, and I feel like sleep is very important to me right now.
Okay.
And obviously, if I worked a regular 8-hour job that was closer to my house and didn't obtain so much traffic,
right,
which is stress-inducing in itself. That in itself opens 4 hours every single day.
Okay. What do weekends look like for you?
Pretty calm. I think just the normal grocery shopping and getting errands done, little projects you work on around the house.
Okay.
Football.
Right. So you want to do like a 3 to 4 time a week treadmill. How could you incorporate that possibly on the weekends? Because that could be 2 days that you could.
I absolutely could.
Okay. So since your days are pretty crazy, and you think you might be able to get a morning in,
sure.
But what you're telling me is sleep is pretty important to you, so what are the chances of you wanting to get up 30 to 45 minutes earlier and
pretty
running
slim.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So on a weekend, though, do you feel like you could definitely maybe fit those.
Yes. Yeah, weekends are possible.
Okay.
All honesty, I think it's laziness and not getting into the routine, because I definitely have been an avid exerciser, used to work out a lot, and I think a lot of it is routine based. And if you get into the schedule, um, your body wants to continue upon that schedule, and when you stop working out, you really notice it. Like, I feel winded today, or I feel something like that. Where I think that conversely, if you sit and really don't do a whole lot, your body wants you to continue sitting and not really doing anything. So you have to break the mold and make that part of your routine.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So maybe we should start slow, since your job is very demanding, like you've said, and chances of you wanting to work out before work are extremely low, as well as when you get home. So maybe we should work on you doing 2 times over the weekend, like doing a workout on the treadmill on Saturday and then make another workout on Sunday. Do you think that would be?
I definitely think that's possible, yeah.
And are you willing?
I'm willing to do it.
Okay. Because you want to, how important is it to you to lose weight?
It's important.
Good. So do you think it's important enough for you to want to make a little bit of time on the weekends?
Yes. Okay. I do.
So I feel like we've talked a lot. I just want to make sure that there's nothing else that you want to work on in addition to the workout on the weekend.
So I take blood pressure medicine.
Okay.
For believe it's a family heirloom type of thing.
Okay.
Not heirloom, it's not the right word, but it runs in the family.
Okay.
I got it at a young age. I think I was 19 or 20 maybe when I started taking medicine for it.
Okay.
And at that time, I was skinny as a rail and active as can be, and so I guess I could be wrong, but I don't think that it's anything related to the way that I live my life. I don't think that there's anything that I could do to have not taken it. Okay. Every person in my entire extended family takes blood pressure, medicine, and whatever causes that in your body.
So you have a very long family history.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do, from what I understand from my doctor, it is possible to maybe not stop taking it entirely, but at least lower the dose by which you're taking, because you take it daily.
Right.
I am not currently at the lowest dosage.
Okay.
And in a perfect world, it would be nice to figure out a way to lower that.
Okay.
Because I do not want to take strong medication or multiple medications every day. I'm not one of those people.
So that's a concern for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done anything?
So I don't know what I can do, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I know that eating right and exercising helps in that regard.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's anything, because it's a family trait. I don't know if there's really anything that I could do.
Well, normally with hypertension, you do want to watch your sodium levels.
Yeah, I have been told that.
Okay.
So, for instance, I use spices like Mrs. Dash.
Okay.
And really just salt. Anything that's really salty, try to stay away from, or use different spices or additives or something like that.
Okay. So you're aware of what you need to do.
I think so. I mean, but just like anything, there's always room for improvement.
So you haven't really tried working out regularly, and that does help with hypertension as well. So if you do watch your sodium intake and your diet a little bit more closely, maybe we can get you to on that lower
dose.
Yeah. But that would be something that you would want to talk with your doctor with.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a really desired.
Okay. So maybe we can kind of work that in as well. We don't want to do anything like overwhelming at first. Maybe just kind of start slow with, you want to become more active.
Sure.
So we'll work on that. And if the hypertension is a real big concern with you, maybe we can also figure out a low sodium diet for you as well, if that's something that you're interested in.
Okay.
So we need to do a 1 week follow-up.
Okay.
We can do that by phone. Is that okay if I call you?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And we'll just really work on those 2 workouts for the weekend.
Okay.
And I'll come up with a low sodium diet for you if you're interested as well.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, great.
Sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.